Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today we're taking a closer look at a coin that may be small in value, but big in history, the 1984 Australian 2-cent coin. In circulated condition, this coin has passed through countless hands, been part of daily transactions, and today it serves as a reminder of a time when the humble 1 and 2 cent coins were part of everyday life in Australia. The story of the 2-cent coin. The 2-cent coin was first introduced in 1966, when Australia moved from pounds and shillings to the decimal currency system. For more than 2 decades, it was a common sight in wallets, coin purses, and shop tills. By the 1980s, the 2-cent coin had already become a symbol of small everyday purchases, from sweets at the corner store to loose change at the local newsagent. Obverse design. On the obverse, or front side, we see the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin. This portrait was used on Australian coins from 1966 to 1984, making the 1984 issue one of the last years to carry this elegant effigy. The Queen is depicted wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, a graceful image that reflected her role as Australia's head of state. Around the portrait are the inscriptions Elizabeth II and Australia 1984. Reverse design. The reverse design of the coin is perhaps its most memorable feature, the frilled neck lizard, a native reptile known for its dramatic frill display. This design was created by Stuart Devlin, the official goldsmith and jeweler to the Queen, who was responsible for many of Australia's coin designs. The lizard is shown with its frill extended, a powerful and unique image that gave the coin both personality and a strong sense of national identity. Coin specifications. The 1984 2-cent coin was struck in bronze, made up of 97% copper, 2.5% zinc, and 0.5% tin. It weighs 5.2 grams and measures 21.6 millimeters across, with a smooth edge. Its warm copper color gave it a distinctive look among other Australian coins, although over time, circulation often darkened the surface into shades of brown or even reddish tones, depending on wear and storage. Circulated condition. In circulated condition, a 1984 2-cent coin often shows the marks of its age. The Queen's portrait can appear worn, with less detail in her hair and facial features. On the reverse, the frilled lizard scales and frill lines often fade with handling, leaving a smoother appearance. Scratches, rim dings, and tarnishing are common, and the coin's bright bronze shine typically dulls after decades of use. These imperfections, however, tell the story of its life in circulation. Everyday life in 1984. The year 1984 itself was a vibrant period in Australia's modern history. It was a time of political change, cultural growth, and economic transition. For everyday Australians, the 2-cent coin was still very much in active use. Whether it was paying for parking meters, making up exact change, or collecting small coins in jars at home, the 2-cent piece was a practical part of daily life. The decline of the coin. By the late 1980s, however, inflation began to erode the usefulness of the 1 and 2 cent coins. Their value simply became too small to justify continued minting. In 1992, both coins were officially withdrawn from circulation, though they remain legal tender today. The 1984 issue therefore represents one of the last active years in which the denomination still served Australians as everyday money. Collectability. From a collector's perspective, the 1984 2-cent coin is relatively common, as millions were minted. In circulated condition, it usually holds only its face value. However, uncirculated examples, coins in proof sets, or error strikes can carry a premium. Still, many collectors keep coins like this not for their rarity, but for their nostalgic charm, reminders of childhood pocket money and the old days of small copper change. Conclusion. In conclusion, the 1984 Australian 2-cent coin in circulated condition is more than just a piece of bronze. It's a coin that reflects Australia's rich coinage history, its unique wildlife, and the everyday experiences of millions of people. The frilled lizard design remains one of the most iconic in Australian coinage, and even a well-worn 1984 example carries that legacy with pride. So if you come across one, don't overlook it, because this little coin tells a story of Australia's past, one that still resonates today.